Hello everyone and welcome to Chess Lifestyle, and we are going to be training another 56 minutes of chess today. For once I'm actually starting the stream early enough to get a full set of training in. But before I start with the training, I wanted to share a very interesting thought that just popped into my head. So bear with me for 2 minutes as I just get this random piece of chess philosophy off my mind. But I was thinking about how in the game of chess, the objective of the game of chess is to win, right? And you have a program called Stockfish, or a chess engine, that can evaluate your decisions in a chess game, and based on your decisions, give some evaluation to whether your decision was good or bad, right? Your move, whether it was good or bad. And this is all based on the objective of the game of chess, which is to win, right? So each move is kind of like judged differently based on how it affects your ability to win the game of chess, right? So if you think about it, with life, if you consider life like a game of chess, the problem with life is that you don't have a particular objective that is universal to everyone. I mean, the game of chess, like, the aim of the game is to win, right? Win by checkmate, win on time, win through resignation, win in some way. But in life, there's not an actual objective that is universal to everyone, right? So what I believe then is the first step you should take towards living your best life is first understand what is your objective. And another way to put this is, what are your most important values in life? And then, once you have that completely clear, you can judge your decisions and judge your moves in your life based on whether they are working towards those values or not. I mean, if they are, then that's fantastic. Like, you're making good moves. If they're not, well, then you're making bad moves, and you need to up your game and play better moves, right? So I think this makes perfect sense, because I think, there are certain things in this world that to one person might seem like a really good thing, and to another person might seem like a really bad thing, right? Let's say just one random example is, let's say there's a job, right? And let's say the job, you get paid well, but, it's a completely soulless job, and you do nothing all day, and you hate it, right? Well, you don't hate it, but you don't feel any satisfaction out of it. Whereas someone else might actually look at that job and be like, I would love to have a job that, is completely soulless and boring, and you don't do anything in it, but you make good money. So, these two different people probably have very, very different values, but the same action can receive a different evaluation based on the evaluation of, based on the, your core values as a human being, right? Like, for instance, let's say Stockfish would have completely wrong evaluations if the aim of the game was to, win the opponent's queen, not get checkmate, right? Then Stockfish's evaluations would be all wrong, because the objective is wrong, right? So I don't know, I just thought this is very interesting, that, actually understanding what values you have and then being able to evaluate your decisions in life based on those values, that's literally, I think, how you can live your best life. I don't know what you guys think. Welcome Josh, welcome Pranay to the stream. Nice little ramble to start things off. Would be curious to hear your thoughts. But yeah, that aside, let's get into the real work, which is grinding this woodpecker. And yeah, maybe one last thing. I won't go into detail because it's going to take too long, but I feel very content with my current plan to improve my chess. So I've got a few more weeks before, maybe a month before, my first classical chess tournament in a long while. So yeah, this final month will be a last push, last ditch effort to try and make some gains before the event begins. So okay, let's get down to business. Bogolubov against Alyakin. Bogolubov to win. Black to play. Okay, so nothing is jumping out at me at all in terms of like something that actually completely works. We've got queen, rook, rook, queen, rook, rook, bishop, bishop. They've got a knight. We've got a pawn. So knight for pawn. Okay, anything else worth noting? See, my evaluation skills are still very bad. Like, it takes some time to understand what I need to do. So, anything hanging? My queen is hanging. My rook on d2 is only defended by the queen. Maybe I have back rank problems one day. Of course, their king looks extremely weak. Got a bishop lined up against their king. Oh, and I realize I'm analyzing the position I haven't changed for overlay. So, my apologies. I haven't got anywhere with this exercise anyway. Okay, your stream isn't working? Can you at least hear me? Okay, I think you guys can hear me. It's just the overlay is wrong. No chessboard visible. Brother, read your chat. Yeah, I know. But, see, I'm so keen to get the training in that, yeah, this stuff becomes secondary. But no, thank you for writing. And good luck with your final GCSE, Safsara. Okay, let's keep thinking. Yeah, so I don't think there's anything else to note. Particularly, so let's just start like brute forcing certain candidate moves. So we've got queen takes f2, queen h2, queen takes g5, maybe rook e1, maybe rook takes f2, maybe bishop takes g2. Okay, the bare minimum of this position is queen takes g5, pawn takes g5, and rook takes b2. So we have 2 pawns against a knight. Not ideal, but maybe not absolutely terrible. So can we do better than this? Queen h2 check, just rook takes h2. Queen takes f2, then they go rook takes f2. After queen f2, rook takes f2. Do we have a follow-up there? Not really. I mean, rook e1 check, they can even play king h2. They can block with rook f1. So not queen f2 either. Okay, what about rook takes f2? If rook takes f2, if they take the rook with their rook, then I go rook e1, rook f1, rook takes f1, and it's checkmate. But rook takes f2, what if they take my queen? Then I go rook takes g2. See, that's the thing I couldn't see until I brute forced it. So yeah, this is nice. And sign up for Chess Mood again, the arena. Yes, the team is already listed on the arena. So actually, yeah, that's a good thing to remind me of, Safsara. So thanks for that. If you go onto the Lichess homepage and you scroll down and see the news, you will see that the 5th Chess Mood Grand Prix is taking place, and you can click on the tournament link, find the tournament link, and you'll see in 9th place we have Chess Lifestyle in the starting lineup. So always welcome to join and try and represent the team and see if we can get onto the top 10. I mean, last time we even came 6th, which is like an unbelievable achievement, but we can see if we can do any better. I mean, I'd be very happy with another 6th place, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we got this one right, rook f2. And that is why I need to be more careful before I lock in my answers. I need to look for every single check from the opponent. I cannot play a move if I have not looked at all the checks. So okay, we're going to be very lucky if this ends up working. So if queen takes f7 and they take, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's okay. I mean, we can give this check. They have to go king h2. We can take the rook, protecting our other rook. And we have a pawn advantage, although they do have some annoying checks. So can we do better here? What if we take with the king? Well, the problem is then they take on f4 with check. So my last question is then, can we play king h8? Because if they take our rook, we take here. If they take here, then we still give this check. If they take here, we take here. So this looks like we get out of the checks. But yeah, really, really bad that we did not consider bishop f7. But I'm glad we found king h8. This is promising. Okay, bishop f7, king h8. Very nice, Josh. You got it. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Alyakin to beat Lebedev. Queen, 2 bishop, 2 rooks against queen, 2 knights, 2 rooks. 4-6. 4-6. Okay. What is there to understand about this position? I'm just so slow when it comes to when it comes to evaluating. It's tough. Okay, so the queen is feeling a little bit exposed. We've got this long diagonal. There's this tension between the rooks. We've got this passed pawn. Might be promising. Okay, so what candidate moves are there? I mean, we should always look at our checks just in case. This rook takes f1. I mean, rook takes c1. Maybe rook c2. I mean, it's unbelievable how difficult it is to just think in random positions. I mean, I played 3 rapid games today, and I scored 1.5 out of 3. But yeah, I was playing decent plays in every game, and I mean, you know, I had ideas and I had like feeling and understanding and creativity at every point in all 3 of the games. I mean, this one is like I can't even think for one move. It's just like I don't know. Like to continue the life analogy that I was bang on about at the start. It's like if you play a chess game, it starts from a set position and you understand the whole story, so you kind of can evaluate along the way, and that helps with the understanding and it helps with finding ideas. But this is literally like me teleporting my mind into someone else's body to experience a day in their life and manage to play the best, like you know, achieve the best life that they could possibly live for that day, knowing nothing about them, knowing nothing, and expecting to just be able to achieve it. It's like, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Yeah, some people can manage that better than playing a chess game. It's like beyond me. It's really crazy. It's really crazy how people can find this easier than a regular chess game. Rook takes c1, rook c2. Any other ideas? Can I try trap the queen somehow? Like a5? Oh, it doesn't look hopeful, but like a5, queen takes b6. Nah, they'll get away. They'll get away. Yeah, no idea. No idea. If I go rook c2, I guess I am creating a threat, right? I'm threatening to take on b2. So rook c2, if rook takes c2, pawn takes c2, if king takes c2, then I guess we could go rook c1, rook c8 check, king b1. I can't even play like some bishop takes, queen takes, and then take the knight because this comes with a check. But maybe then we could play this a5 idea. Maybe a5 then is working. Like rook c2, rook takes, pawn takes, king takes. And maybe now even a5 is most precise. Because they can't even use the square. I think that looks very legit. And it makes more sense than playing a5 first, because then they can take on c8 as an intermezzo. Okay, let's try it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, and the key was finding a5, but interesting that it doesn't give a5 immediately, it does indeed give the check first. So okay, a5 immediately is also winning, so very glad to see that. And did Axel Smith mention this? He absolutely did not, so again, lazy writing. I will call Axel Smith out every single time there's something I disagree with. But yeah, the reason why I didn't like rook c8 immediately first is because of knight c4. And I guess this requires like a little bit more precision. Like you then need to find b5. Or, you know, this a5, queen b3, queen c6. Like it's a little bit more difficult and long variation, wrong variation. So I feel like a5 is by far simplest and best. So, okay. Happy that I could get an answer better than the book. Okay, no answers for that one. Okay, let's keep going. So we've got David Janowski against Aliekin, David to win. Got this open G file. A lot of stuff is happening. I suddenly want to take this pawn on d4, with the point that if they take here, I can block the check with check. Although they can then block with bishop e5, it's not completely clear. So yeah, we need some candidate. And before candidate moves, we need to understand more. So, okay, our queen is being attacked. Bishop is also loose and being attacked. Got some good control with the rooks. The queen is also exposed. It's a little loose. So what ideas do we have? Of course, we have our two checks. We can try sacking the queen in some way. Or we can try take one of these pawns. To me, those are all the candidate moves. Maybe rook g6 as well. Comes with a threat. Also not really, because the bishop is pinned. So okay, let's start there. So let's start with our checks. Let's imagine that we give this check on g8. Well, they cannot go king h7 because rook g7 is checkmate, so they have to take. If they take, we go queen takes pawn check. King h7 is forced, we take on here check. And in that position, they can either go back to h8, or they can block with rook g6. It looks okay, but I'm not entirely convinced because we did sacrifice a rook. Let's say they block rook g6, and we take on d6. Who's winning there? I mean, we'll have bishop against a rook, but we'll have a bunch of pawns. We'll have 3 pawns and the bishop against the rook. So probably we're winning. Not just on the material, but, you know, we've got the C and D pawns look very strong. Is there any deviations there? Oh, what am I doing? They have to take. We give the check. Give the check. Yeah, they could go back to h8. What happens if they go back to h8? Well, then I could go back to e5. They go back to h7. Maybe we have a perpetual. So okay, let's now look for if we've got anything better than perpetual. Also got this check. This is very forces this move. Again, don't really see how promising it is. Like, we give this check. This time they can even block. So rook's still on f8. I mean, we can trade with check, rook takes and then take here, but this pawn is weak, this pawn is still on the board. Doesn't look great. So, what other moves did we have? We had sack the queen. Take here, but then they take here. Yeah, really not so sure. Okay. And we also had taking these two pawns. So let's imagine we take with this one first. They take here with check. We cannot go king h1 because they'll take on h3, so we need to block in some way. Let's say we block here with check. And then they can block the discovered check. The only other way we can do this is block with the rook. In which they cannot take our rook, because then we really take back with discovered check and give mate on g7. So could that be the answer? So if takes, and we block with this rook, and they go back to e5, do we actually have a win? Don't see it. Don't see it. So, okay, last candidate move is to take on d5. They can take this with check, already not liking this line, but what if we put our king... Well, we can't go to h1 because of h3, and we don't want to block the g file, otherwise they can maybe even take this rook. So I don't like this either. So I think through trial and error, I think this is our best try. They have to take, we give this check, go king h7, we give this check, and either they repeat, or I think we win material. So I think let's try it. This is correct. So they did not repeat, and they did go into it. So the question is, what now? I thought my answer was to take here. And I've already forgotten what was my follow-up. Or was my follow-up to trade everything, like maybe rook takes? The problem is this comes with check, which I do not like. And if we take with the queen, then when they take back with the queen, we take with the rook, they can throw this move in as an intermediate move. So this makes me feel like maybe this is just stronger. Yeah, I think that's the move. Okay, we got it. So on rook g8, if king h8... Wait. I want to know what happens if king h8 at the very beginning. Not at the very beginning, like, you know what I mean. Here. Yeah, so king h8 is actually top move. This wins because we win d6. This is actually what they show. King h8 and wins on d6. I did not spot this idea. So we give the check. If they... Wait, what happens if they take with the rook? If they take with the king, then I see it, right? We give a check and we pick up on d6. But if they take with the rook... What could our move be? Trying hard not to look at the answer. I also realize why I'm very slow is because I ate a lot of food, so like I'm quite blooded to the stomach kind of vibe. I mean, maybe we just take the bishop. Maybe we just take the bishop and try and threaten this idea. I mean, we have a lot of pawns up. The king's extremely weak. I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, this is the winning move. Nice. Okay, good stuff. Okay, Pranny is emoting in chat. I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, looks like chat is happening. Bishop d6. I think that's the line I ended up saying. I hope you don't mean bishop d6 at the very start, Pranay, because then we lose our queen. But I think you meant within that variation. Okay, let's keep going. Got around half an hour left. Okay, Nikolai against Aliekin. Black to play. What a position. So are we actually in trouble if it's white's turn to move? If it's white's turn to move, I actually don't see a win. Unless I do. Maybe check here. If the king, okay, cannot go there, gives a check here, then once the king moves, we bring the other rook down, it's checkmate. Yeah, it looks pretty convincing to me. So there is mate on the board for the opponents. That means we know that either we have to stop queen c7, which looks very unlikely, or we give a checkmate. Of course, moves like rook c8 need to be considered, just in case. Okay, so apart from rook c8, what attacking moves do we have then? Well, we've got checks. Queen h2, queen h1, queen f2 don't make any sense. Unless maybe they do. Maybe one of these moves actually is winning. Rook takes g2 was the move that came to my mind as like a useful move. But let's consider these queen checks. The thing is, even if we go queen h2 and they take it, we can give a double check, they just go back. I feel like the queen is very important. We could also play bishop takes f4, but then probably we're getting checkmated. I've just realized that there isn't a checkmate, right? What did I say? Queen c7, king e8? And then what did I say? Because if I said queen b8, there's queen d8. I did not see that move. So maybe there's no checkmate? Oh, God. Oh, I'm tired. I'm very tired. Okay, I'm gonna get a snack and see if that wakes me up, because all the energy is just to my stomach. I can't think. Right, let's have another crack at this. Yeah, so I feel like queen h1, h2, and rook takes g2 all seem quite interesting. Also, just coming back, I've noticed that there's like potential attacks here as well, which I hadn't noticed. Rook takes g2, king takes g2. Just feels too slow. I can't see a way to make it work. Rook g2, king g2. I mean, I don't know what candidates I have, like queen g4 or rook g8. Let's try rook g8. Rook g2, king g2, rook g8. As king f1 or king f3. If they go to f3, we could go rook g3 check. The king goes to either e2 or f2. If they go to e2, well, let's do f2 first. I think f2 is simpler. Rook g2, king g2, rook g8, king f3. Rook g3, king f2, queen h2, king f1. Rook f3 with checkmate. Next move. So rook g2, king g2, rook g8, king f3. Rook g3, king e2. Rook g8, king f3, rook g3, king e2. Okay, in fairness, after rook g2, king g2, rook g8, king f3, rook g3, king e2, when we go queen h2, they cannot block queen f2 because then we've got rook g2 and we win the queen. And I think winning the queen is enough for an advantage. So after rook g2, king g2, rook g8, king f3, on rook g3, king e2, queen h2, king d1 is then forced, in which we can play rook takes d3 with checkmate. So after rook g2, king g2, rook g8, king f3 does not work, so that means king f1 is forced. Do we have a win? Yeah, I think so, because we've got queen h3, and if they go king e2, we go rook g2 check. And again, king f1 would lead to queen f3, king d1 would lead to queen takes d3 with a checkmate. So I think rook g2 is completely winning from this calculation. Oh, and it says alternative. That's the most infuriating thing. We've literally calculated until checkmate in every single line. I think we calculated that correctly. I mean, we'll double check. But it turns out that there's another win. Just very annoying. I mean, what can be more natural than playing rook g3? I mean, maybe d4 check. I'm just going to play a move because, yeah, I want to see if my line is completely perfect. If it is, then I give myself full points. Oh, there's bishop g6. Ugh, I didn't see that move, but I mean, should be okay. I mean, let's find out. So if here, king e2, here, queen f2 versus rook g2, which is -6, which is good enough. King d1 versus rook takes d3. And if they go king f1, my plan was queen h3, king e2, rook check. And again, -12 or -20. But d4 apparently is even stronger. If bishop d5, now we've got an even simpler mate. It's kind of surprising to me how this is simpler. Oh, there's also queen takes f4. I don't think I considered this. I was constantly looking at this ladder type idea. Yeah, this checkmate seems a bit more awkward. I mean, having to play a queen g4, rook e3. So I think I give myself full marks. I think this rook g8 is by far good enough. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's, I guess, another mating continuation. But yeah, happy with my move. Pranay asks, am I alone in the chat section? Well, I guess here we are, Pranay. That's how it goes. Rook g2, king g2, rook g8, king f3, d4. Was d4 better? You know what? I believe you, Pranay. I believe you. But one win is good enough. I've been reading about the topic of perfectionism in 7 Deadly Sins. Really interesting topic. And definitely, yeah, this idea of bread and butter is good enough, but jam is lust. Like, trying to strive for jam when you've got bread and butter is just, like, completely pointless. So being happy with, yeah, what you've got is already a very important thing to understand. So Aliakin to beat Tarnopol Felt in a blindfold simultaneous, white to play. It's like, how can people just start instantly thinking when they're in someone else's shoes? I mean, I'm literally in someone else's shoes right now. I'm in the world of Alakine, playing this random position. Like, how can you think? Okay, let's follow the step-by-step process, otherwise it's going to be impossible. So, okay, let's work out the material. Equal material. Anything else to note? I mean, their king is a bit weaker because of f5, makes e6 weak as well. Our king looks very, very safe. Back rank is a million miles away. So anything else to note? We've got this nice square on e5 that we're kind of controlling. It's crazy that Alakine can find this tactic within his blindfoldness. But yeah. I guess knight c6 actually looks kind of enticing because you give this fork, and if they take with the bishop, then we go queen takes, and then we pick up the bishop. And if our queen can't get trapped at the end, that seems like an alright idea. Like knight c6, queen takes, and then we take the bishop. If they take our pawn, I guess we can always take back. I think I'm honestly happy with winning a pawn. I mean, it really doesn't feel like we can win much more. I mean, the bishop is loose. Somehow it feels like our best try. We don't have any checks. I think this is our best try. Alternative. Okay, I mean, this is the problem, right? We're never thinking like a world champion. Always just thinking in our very unique way. Which is not how others think, but what to do. So knight c6 was a good move. Made us better. I guess d5 makes some sense, maybe. else is there to consider? Oh man. I mean, knight g5 is kind of tempting in the sense that you're threatening this idea again. With now queen takes, which looks even stronger based on the king cannot go either way. So maybe knight g5? What could they possibly play to help defend knight g5? Maybe this move. But still we're gonna do this. Give the check. I guess they go king h8. And we still pick this up. Maybe this is slightly improved, right? Rook on this square and knight here. So let's go for it. Oh, incorrect. And this is working? Oh, man. I just did not consider it. I mean, I just saw that after king takes, the pawn is defended, but actually we have knight g5. This also wins a pawn, apparently. So this is good. And this is winning. Let's see how bad my... how do I go back? Let's see how bad my knight g5 move was. Oh, okay, so knight c6 is actually equally as strong. But knight g5? But with knight f8. Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with like non-forcing moves, that you do give your opponent more chances to find a good response, which you may have missed. So yeah, both bishop f8 and knight f8 do the job, which is also why I was like quite content with his knight c6, because I was like, you know, that position looks like it could unravel and they could re-maneuver their pieces to prevent such an opportunity, so I would want to take it. So yeah, knight c6 is my answer. But yeah, knight f7 was apparently winning, so I guess now we go knight g5. Again, alternative. Oh my god, is it checkmate? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. Okay, so if they took, then the knight g5 would have been mate, and then I guess we've got a checkmate here. Somehow. Yeah, this is just such a flex in a blindfold game. Knight h4, king h5. I guess queen f5 and it wins. Yeah. Oh my god! The alternatives are actually so tilting. It's like, you know, getting the right answer in a test and then the teacher insisting that you give a different answer even though your answer's already correct. It's like actually so infuriating. Just give me the mark and let's move on. Oh my god. I think that's the first time I've ever had 3 alternative answers in a row. I mean, bishop f5 has to be winning. I don't even want to calculate. Alternative as well. Everything is alternative except for what Alekhine played, which I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Queen? Oh, man. Okay, this I have to admit is one thing that really sucks about Chessable. Like, I think if the line leads to mate, it should just give the correct answer. I mean, this is just... I mean, actually, no, you can change that, but you have to change that manually on the puzzle itself, so... If Axel Smith cared enough, then he would. But... guess not. Did I try knight h4? That was my first answer, right? I mean, literally everything is winning. Is it g4 or something, just for absolutely no reason? Yeah, g4, it's a terrible move. Absolutely terrible move from Alekhine. Why would you not play a check? You know, you increase your chances of making mistakes. Absolutely shocking. But okay, we have mated 1. But, yeah, no, g4 is just poor technique. Yeah, exactly, Prabhat. Yeah, everything is winning, but it wants the most complicated answer. Yeah. I mean, this is just showing off this queen e6. There's so many more simple wins, but yeah, I guess still good to see the geometry of how this checkmate happens. The g4 is definitely unnecessary, I think, personally. Welcome to the stream as well. Okay, let's keep going. So, Alekhine against Odessa. White to play. Oh, I've got another 12 minutes to go. I'm just gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. Man, I should never have agreed to this. Subscribers to seconds to minutes deal. It's actually so awful. Knight f7, king f7, queen e6. Surely that's GG. Knight f7, I mean, what's the material like? Knight f7, like, what is this doing in the intermediate section? Knight f7, you just play it and you win. What on earth could be wrong with knight f7? Knight f7, king takes queen e6. Literally, it's so winning. It's so winning. It's so winning. Like why? And this, right? You would imagine. I mean, you've already won a piece and 2 pawns for the piece, so this is already good enough. But okay, if they come here, maybe they want a very specific follow-up, which. Like, do we have checkmate? I mean, I'd be happy with this, but maybe there's something even better. The thing is, like, there's not, like, bishop c4 because there's knight d5. That's the issue. If bishop c4 first, still knight d5? Bishop g6, they just take it. I have no idea. Queen takes bishop, king g8. Nah, I'm taking this bishop. That's literally it. I hate this. I hate this. It's like, how can you write a book like this where you're inserting like intermediate exercises that can be anything from like a 100 elo level exercise to something like way harder? I mean, if the book was just giving like exercises of different level, I can be fine with that. But it's just like, it's just so poor. It's just so poor. Like, bro, you literally have the most famous book in the world, and it's like, this is the level of quality. It's like, it's actually so bad. So bad that this, like, who was editing the book? I mean, clearly not a chess player. It's like, and that's the worst thing as well. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, chess books, chess courses, anything that's like marketable, at the end of the day, comes down to how well you can sell it, not about the actual content itself. And if the content itself is like above average, then you're already going to be fine. And it's like, yeah, these fine details are it's just irrelevant. It's just completely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things for a publisher or a writer. But I don't know. I have standards. I have standards. I feel like this is just. Man, I don't know. Maybe my expectations are too high. Maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. But yeah, it's like if I spend money to buy your course, then I expect like a certain level of quality, especially given how established the course is. You know. maybe I should be like jotting down every single exercise I have a problem with and leave like the longest review on Chessable. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I'm exactly the problem. I'm that classic kind of like Karen, political activist that never actually makes any change and just like moans a lot. Like, that's exactly what I am with these Woodpecker exercises. So, whatever. I'm a Karen. Deal with it. Okay, Nikolai against Alekhine. Alekhine to win. Black to play. Okay, actually I take that back because I am publishing a course which I have at least up to my own standards, which I believe are higher than this. So, okay, I am acting on my words, so you know. Okay, let's keep going. God, that last exercise was annoying. Queen, rook, rook, knight, queen, rook, rook, bishop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, in this position, what is there else to note? Our queen is being attacked. The queen looks somewhat trapped, although there is this queen takes g4. We've also got the classic queen h2, king h2, knight g4, which I never, ever, ever in a million years would have found before I started Woodpecker. So I'm not saying that it's, you know, a terrible thing altogether. But yeah, queen h2, king h2, knight g4 would pick up the exchange. And I definitely like how forcing that is. So I'm very inclined to play it. I mean, queen g4, all the pieces stay on. Our king isn't exactly the safest either after rook g2. So let's just keep it simple and take the advantageous endgame. Queen g4, rook g2, queen f5 leaves white fighting. So yeah, we prefer decisive advantage. Okay, very nice. Let's keep going. Okay, Alekhine against Grigoriev. White to play. We got rook, rook, knight, bishop, rook, rook, knight, bishop. We're a pawn down, but their rook on h8 is extremely out of play. Anything else to note? I mean, we've got this battery on the e-file. Maybe the knight on e7 is a bit vulnerable. There's tension between the bishops. The rook on d4 is loose. So I wonder if, like, you play, like, a very calm move, like knight f3, attacking the rook. I mean, even if they go back here, at the very least, you do win a pawn. But maybe we can do better. Because, I mean, maybe they can take on f4 as well. My point was, like, there's no intermezzo because we take the rook, but I don't know. Any checks? I mean, we've got this check, we've got this check. If they check like this and they take, really looks bad for us. If we give this check, they take. They can also take with the rook, but if they take with the bishop, we do take that knight. Maybe they just go back bishop e6. What about knight f7 actually? Maybe knight f7, if the bishop takes, then we take here. That looks quite nice actually. If king takes, then we can take here. If they take our bishop, we can take that rook. Knight f7 looks very strong. Okay, that was a very weird technique of mine of doing this exercise. I mean, this is what happens when you get tired. Yeah, I just started... yeah, no methodical process, just randomly looking at moves. Yeah, knight takes f7 is just a killer, as bishop takes f7 is met with rook e7. Bishop takes b3, a takes b3 doesn't change anything. Oh, how interesting. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking if bishop takes b3, we can take on h8, which is probably also strong. Rook e7 also wins. If king f7, bishop e6. Okay, rook e6 is even stronger. Fair enough. Okay, if you see up to rook e7, then you can play that. But bishop e6 is good enough. Yeah, and very, very quickly, just to look at what happens if bishop takes b3. I guess both moves are as good as each other. Oh, wow. So, actually, Prabhat, there is a difference. Taking ab3, you win back the knight, but I guess actually the endgame is not completely clear. How did we mess up on that? I mean, I did say knight takes rook, so yeah, I did get this one right, but I mean, you did win a pawn, right? So why is this actually so good for black? I guess maybe it's not great, it's just decent. I'm surprised though. I mean, maybe like the pawns are actually quite weak, given it's an endgame. But if you took on a8, I guess you mean h8. Maybe bishop back and knight may get trapped later. Bishop back, okay, yeah. I don't know where the bishop wants to go. Maybe d5. No, but that's the problem, right? Their knight is also hanging. So it doesn't matter if my knight gets trapped. I mean, there are two pieces hanging right now, and I've won a rook. So I think that's the point. But okay, let's finish with one more. Welcome, Tricky, to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're training chess. And yeah, I guess you've got exams as well, probably. Okay, so Alekhine to beat Rabinovich. Black to play. What to note about this position? We got knight against bishop. 3, 6, 7, 7. Okay, so what's there to note? I mean, our knight's on the side of the board, but it is pressuring the doubled c-pawns, hitting c4. The bishop is loose on d2. There is some x-ray tension on the rook on f1. We have a singular check. Queen looks a little bit offside. Maybe knight c4, queen c4, and d5. I was like, seeing this like hits the bishop, forces this response. I guess it doesn't force it. But I think this looks very promising. If they don't take and move the bishop, we just want a pawn. If they do take, then we just go d5. I think I'm very happy with that material. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, that would be the most horrible move to experience. Like, I'm so glad it doesn't work. But this is what I mean about, like, when you start to get ambitious enough to actually play tactics in a real game of chess, it's such a terrifying feeling, because you think that you're a genius, and then your opponent finds a resource like this, and you literally shit yourself. But thankfully, I have either a6 or c6. Probably there's a difference. I think a6 appears stronger to me. Like, why help activate this queen where it might be useful? So I think a6 is key. But okay, in fairness, a6 then is rook e5. But then I can take. Then I can take the rook and take the queen. Okay, then it's fine. Yeah, scary stuff though. a6 only move. I mean, just did not consider queen b5. Such a difficult move to see. Knight takes c4 probably. And Prabhat says knight takes c4 seems winning. Both of you, yeah, using some very careful English vocabulary to save yourself a little. But yeah, queen b5, very, very scary move. And let's actually just completely understand why a6 is necessary and c6 is not. c6, I guess the problem is, yeah, they get this check in and they will take, and they're just that one move faster, right? Because on a6, they can play this queen c6, but it is the same. It is the same, but the difference is you don't have this extra pawn. So, I guess that makes all the difference. Yeah, chess is very, very difficult, but very, very happy to report that, yeah, I am starting to play more rapid. I don't really have... I've kind of replaced my motivation to play bullet chess with my motivation to play rapid, so I want to play rapid, I want to analyze. I want to aim to get 3,000 in my puzzle rating. I want to keep up with these Woodpecker streams, and I want to finish my 7 Deadly Chess Sins book. I'm on the final chapter. I finished the penultimate chapter today. So yeah, if I can do all of this within the next month, then I feel like I've really given it my best effort before my classical events. And then whatever happens, happens. You know, if I lose every game, I mean, I tried my best. Can't do anything more than that. So on that note, guys, I am going to call it a day. Thank you so much, Tricky, for the random compliment. If you play Rapid, please stream sometime. It's possible, but I think like what I want to do is like really just play the Rapid with the focus to try and play my best. And of course, like when I stream, I'm not playing my best. When I commentate these puzzles, I'm not probably giving it my best shot compared to if I was in silence and 100% focused. So probably won't. I think I'll just keep sticking to this grueling task of doing these Woodpecker because it's the only way I'm going to do it. Otherwise, I'm just literally never going to open this and ever do it. So the stream at least makes me capable of giving this a shot. It's your birthday in 2 months. That is absolutely an unacceptable request, Tricky. So, unfortunately, not. Can never be sure, indeed, Peter. Can never be sure. But I guess with every puzzle you solve, the more sure you become. But I am going to call it a day because I do have some chess lessons to teach later. Want to get some rest and chill. So, on that note, guys, see you all on Wednesday for some more training. Okay, bye.